Hi, I'm Jennifer Sir, owner of the Sewing Room. Welcome to our Jobs in Fashion series. Today, we're talking about the job of capsule wardrobe stylist and personal shopper with Katherine Rose. Katherine Rose is a capsule wardrobe stylist creating cohesive, practical, and stylish wardrobes for entrepreneurs and business owners. Specializing in personal shopping for men and women, Katherine is available to shop in the San Francisco Bay Area and online. I'm really excited to learn more about capsule wardrobes because they are a crucial part of having a sustainable relationship to fashion. So I'm very curious to hear more about it and to hear more about this particular job in the fashion industry. So without further ado, here is my conversation with Katherine. Hi, Katherine. Welcome to my sewing room. I'm so glad you're here today.
Hi, yeah, thank you for having me on your channel. I'm excited to talk about what I do.
Awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you became a personal shopper and capsule wardrobe stylist?
Sure. So I trained at the Style Core Institute with Carla Mathis, and that's where I really learned how to create these signature looks for clients based on their physical and non-physical characteristics. So physical characteristics are kind of obvious. That's like your body shape and your natural coloring. What's less obvious is the non-physical characteristics, and that has to do with your demeanor, your personality, the tone of your voice. And those can greatly influence those physical characteristics in terms of your style. So, and then the most important thing I learned from my training program was how to communicate all of this information to the client because it can be pretty vulnerable. And I think clients can feel like they're opening themselves up to criticism when they work with someone, especially around their style and especially for women. So, yeah, so my job is really just to make them feel seen and heard and help them get closer to their goals. And then after that, I worked with Sarah Cohen, and she's a business coach, and she helped me figure out, okay, like, what am I gonna offer for my services? And that's when I was like, I want to do the capsule wardrobe system, which is something I've been using for a long time. And I learned about it when I was actually teaching English in Japan. I did that for a couple of years. And I was so inspired by the women there and the way that they dressed because I came from a small town in California and we were a bit more casual. So I just started like Googling like how do you get dressed? That was something I never really learned. Like how do you put an outfit together? And it sent me down these different rabbit holes and different methods, and I realized that like once you learn a few basic principles, like it's not that difficult. I think people just aren't really taught how to put an outfit together, like what is style. So that's what led me eventually to my training program and launching my business.
That's awesome. So, what exactly does it mean to be a capsule wardrobe stylist?
Sure. So the capsule wardrobe system is a strategy-based system, and it was popularized by Donna Karen in the 80s, so a little bit before my time, but she had her 7 easy pieces collection, which was really popular, and she showed people with just 7 pieces you could create all different kinds of outfits. So it kind of shifted the focus away from purchasing looks from a designer or a brand and really working with separates and how to mix and match them. So and I'm like a systems based person. So before styling, my background is actually in program management. So I managed an audiobook program and managed a lot of audiobook projects. So I just know that about myself. Like I love clear structure and framework. So when I was putting together my business and my services, I knew that I wanted to work with clients in a really clear and structured way. And so I find that the capsule wardrobe method allows me to clearly communicate to the clients like what I offer and what they can expect from working together.
Awesome. Um, how does one build a capsule wardrobe?
Such a good question. There's not one way to do it, and I just say start where you are. There's different methods online if you read about it, and one of the really popular ones is called Project 333. And this is the idea that you have 33 pieces and you wear them for 3 months. I think that can be a great way to get started because it's a creative challenge. You just start with what you have and you pull these items out and create a collection, and then you get creative. I I don't want people to get mixed up in like the number of items. Like that's going to be different for everyone. Like really the core principle of the capsule wardrobe system is that you have separates and that you're able to mix and match them. So that's a great way to get started. But again, like don't get caught up in the numbers. Like that's not really what it's about. So
Tell us about personal shopping. What does that mean?
sure. So, personal shopping is a service I offer my clients who hate to shop or they just don't have the time. So, I've talked to women who maybe they used to love shopping, but now they're a mom and they have kids and they're focused on their career, and it's just not something that they want to prioritize in their life right now. So, as a personal shopper, it's my job to meet with a client, learn about their goals, and then I do the shopping for them. So I'm presenting to them these capsules. So that's the method I use. So I'll create a capsule from different items that, like I said, fit their style goals and their budget. And I like to show them a few different options. So they have some freedom of choice there. And then we start to narrow it down. And I work with clients online or in person. So they have the option to purchase directly from the shopping links that I send them, or we can schedule a time to go in person. And it's really just about shop. Like you might be surprised, but my clients haven't been shopping in like 3 years, like since before the pandemic, which is I don't know, it's like surprising to me, but yeah. So it's my job just to be like it's we can make this fun and we can make it easy.
Yeah, it's crazy what the pandemic did to our shopping habits. That's for sure. Like, especially like some of us didn't leave the house for years. So, yeah.
Yeah, so it made sense that we weren't shopping, but a lot of people's bodies changed, or they're 3, 4 years older, they're at a
Mhm.
different place in their life and their career,
And
and
they've only bought tops for the last 3 years.
yes, yes, and now they need pants to go with them.
Yeah. What are the most important skills you teach your clients?
I think it's strategy and confidence. So, this idea that you don't have to walk into a store and feel overwhelmed. So, doing a little bit of the planning ahead of time makes it easier. And then I really want my clients to feel confident about how to wear their new pieces. So, that's the confidence piece. Sorry. I'm like choking on oatmeal this morning. So yeah, teaching them, giving them the confidence to really own and wear and feel like they know how to put a look together for their goals or their lifestyle needs. So if they have a speaking engagement or important meeting, like being able to dress for not only what you have to do, but for your mood that day and feel like you have the confidence to put that look together that's going to support you in what you're doing.
That's awesome. That's really a great skill to cultivate for sure.
Yeah, and teaching them that it is possible, like it doesn't have to be so hard or frustrating, or it can be fun.
Yeah, and I think just like anything else too, once we start practicing something, we get better at it, right? So if
Yeah,
you learn a few things and then you practice, you get better at it.
exactly. Yeah. So just, yeah, helping them along that journey is my goal.
Who's your ideal client?
Sure. So this is a really good question. My ideal clients and the women that I work with men and women, but I love to work with women, and they're often the face of their business or organization. Like I said, they don't love to shop. Maybe they haven't been shopping in a few years. They Many of my clients have experienced weight fluctuation during the pandemic, and they don't have the option to be at home on Zoom all of the time anymore. So I had a client who had a really important speaking engagement up at the governor's mansion in Sacramento, and she was like, I have one outfit to wear. And it's like, okay, like we can do something about that. So, really, yeah, my ideal clients, just feel overwhelmed by the process. They don't know where to start. They haven't done it in so long. It's just like really daunting and overwhelming. And like I said, they have other priorities in their life. Like they don't want to spend their weekend shopping.
What is the module method?
Ooh, so the module method is how I apply the capsule wardrobe method. So we talked about the project 333. That's another way to do it. I like the module method because again, it's about reducing overwhelm. So we just start with 6 pieces, and that includes 3 tops and 2 bottoms and 1 jacket or 1 layering piece, with the idea that we can mix and match these 6 items to create 12 different outfits. So that's a lot of outfits from just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, from a small number of pieces. And then the module system builds off each other. So you're like, Catherine, like I need more than 6 clothes. Like I hear you. But the first module we pick and we build it around a color. So let's say that's like blue. It could be navy blue or bright blue. And then our second module is we start to expand the wardrobe, and we can do this seasonally. So maybe in the spring we start with blue, and then in the summer or fall we want to expand it and add a second color. If the client is like really into neutrals, or they have a really, I don't know, a job that they can't wear bright colors or florals, then we can expand that with like gray or white or black. And if the client is in more of a creative field and they love to wear color, then we can expand that by adding in a second color. So that can be like a complementary color like yellow, or an analogous color for people who are familiar with the color wheel. But yeah, so it's just a way to break it down and make it really simple and build your wardrobe just 6 pieces at a time.
Well, I saw on your website that you have a guide for entrepreneurs in dressing, and that there was this. Um, how did you put it? You're more of a you're more in a creative job or a.
Yeah, these are my 2 outfit formulas. So yes, you can get my style guide for entrepreneurs on my website by signing up for my email newsletter. And then inside of it, I share these 2 outfit formulas. So again, my clients are like career driven. Like they're usually coming to me because they need help with a professional wardrobe. So I try to make it really easy by saying like there's 2 ways we can do this. So if you're more of like a classic dresser and you just want to wear neutrals, then we can choose pieces that are in these very classic colors, but choose them in more creative shapes. So we can be more creative with the silhouettes. And then the flip side of that, let's say that they're in more of a creative field, but like they still want to be taken seriously professionally. So then we can opt for those brighter colors, those fun colors, but choose them in more classic silhouettes. So does that make sense? So it's like a way to still be creative and professional at the same time, which is what I hear that women really want from their wardrobe, to be able to express themselves.
Absolutely. What is the best way for people to connect with you?
They can find me on Instagram at Capsule Wardrobe Stylist. Or again, I invite you to sign up for my email newsletter. And each newsletter features a short video interview with a business owner or entrepreneur. And I ask them about their outfit and how they chose to wear it that day. And then I teach the readers how to recreate that outfit too. So you can find that on my website, which is capsulewardrobestylist.com. And I'm on LinkedIn.
Wonderful. And finally, do you have any advice for people trying to create their own capsule wardrobe?
Yes, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, I really don't want people to get caught up in like how many pieces you should have. Or the biggest mistake I see people make is like trying to make sure that the pieces themselves can all work together perfectly. And then I feel like you kind of take yourself out of the equation by like really focusing on the pieces themselves. And again, like start with yourself. Like, what do you want to wear? What do you enjoy wearing? And if we can get the mix and matching to like 80 or 90%, like that's fine. Like it doesn't have to be perfect. Like don't get caught up in that.
So I love your approach, and especially when you start with modules, and what I'm thinking about that really makes me realize that this is a really sustainable method of having clothes in your closet, because the fashion industry tends to be one of the most polluting industries out there, and being more conscious about the way we consume our fashion is super important. So what can you say towards a sustainability aspect of having a capsule wardrobe?
Yeah, I mean, this whole method is really rooted in sustainability, right? Because it's about trying to do the most with what you have. So that's why I say like start where you are. The clients that I shop for in my personal shopping service, like they really don't have things to start with, right? But if you're watching this and you're like, I want to get started today, like I just challenge you to go in your closet and be creative. Like choose something you really love to wear, and then figure out how you can wear that piece with different items in your closet. And then if you're feeling like, okay, Catherine, like I don't really feel like I have anything that it can go with, then as you add new items into your wardrobe, I would be prioritizing trying to find pieces that can go with what you already have and what you already love to wear. Because you're right, fashion is, oh my gosh, I just watched a video. I don't know if you know Justine LeConte, but she talks about fashion on YouTube, and she just released a video on how polluting it is, and it can feel really overwhelming and like kind of a big bummer. So
Yeah.
Yeah, start with where you are and what you have.
And I imagine what are some of the brands that you go to or the websites that you go to that help people be more sustainable?
Oh my gosh, that is such a good question. Where where I shop with clients really depends on their needs and their goals, and not every client wants to prioritize sustainability. But I think I am seeing a shift. I've been in fashion for quite a while now and been interested in it for quite a while. And I feel like when sustainable brands, first launched and became really popular, and you saw like they were all like very boxy, these like I think women still want some women, want more tailored or fitted pieces and not just like things that are easy to sew. So I think there is more of a shift. There are definitely more brands that are doing that. And I'm happy to. I don't have a list, and I like hesitate to pull them off the top of my head. But I'm happy to talk to anyone about this. So if anyone watching this wants to learn more, or I have like a bookmark on my computer of like all of the brands, I'm happy to share that with people.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Catherine, for being here today and talking to us more about this. I think it's super important and really helpful for people to understand that putting outfits together it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be hard, and there's help out there.
Yeah, we all have to get dressed. Like we all get dressed every single day, and like, yeah, can we find ways to make it more creative and fun and less frustrating?
Absolutely. Well, have a great day.
Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it.
I'll link all your information in the space below.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. What an interesting conversation with Catherine. I love that she's out there helping busy professionals look their best and using this module program, which teaches people how to put outfits together 6 pieces at a time. I think that's a great way to keep it sustainable and also manageable in a time when it can be really overwhelming to try to figure out these things. I will link all of Catherine's information below, but if you really enjoyed this conversation, you're interested in working with Catherine, you can visit her at her website, capsulewardrobestylist.com, or I believe it's at Capsule Wardrobe Stylist on Instagram as well. She's got a great Instagram page and a great website and a free guide on her website for looking your best as a professional. I highly encourage going over there and checking it out. So if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and hit subscribe. It really helps us out. And if you're interested in our fashion studies program, please visit us at our website, thesewingroomalameda.com/fashion-studies, all lowercase. Until next time, happy fashion. We'll see you then.